a place of breathtaking beauty, but also of profound secrets, where access to most of its territory is strictly restricted. Military zones, hidden research stations, and unexplained flight bans guard its icy heart. Why? What are they protecting us from? Some say it's about preserving a fragile ecosystem, a noble cause, to be sure, but others believe it's about preserving a truth so profound that could rewrite our entire understanding of the past, because deep beneath that miles-thick ice might lie evidence of an ancient world, one that challenges everything we've been told about human history. This isn't just a fantasy. In 2002, NASA's GRACE satellites detected something massive hidden under the ice of Wilkes Land. They called it the Wilkes Land Gravity Anomaly. It's a gravitational disturbance so immense it suggests a giant object, a crater over 300 miles wide, buried deep beneath the ice sheet. A crater twice the size of the one that wiped out the dinosaurs. Could this be the scar from a cataclysmic event that resets civilization? And it's not just anomalies. Whistleblowers and former military personnel have come forward with incredible stories. Pilots who reported seeing strange, saucer-shaped entrances in the mountainside, only to have their flight logs and reports classified. Scientists who spoke of strange magnetic fluctuations and unexplained energy readings before being silenced or transferred. These aren't just campfire stories. They are patterns of secrecy surrounding a continent that we're told is just a frozen wasteland. Think about the Piri race map, a 16th century map that shockingly depicts the coast of Antarctica without Ise. How could a cartographer in the 1500s have known what the continent looked like before it was buried under millions of tons of ice? This suggests that humanity, or perhaps another advanced civilization, mapped this land when it was green and temperate. Some theories propose that this ice-free period was as recent as 6,000 years ago, a timeline that completely contradicts mainstream geology, but aligns perfectly with ancient myths of a great flood and a golden age civilization. What if Antarctica wasn't always at the South Pole? The theory of crustal displacement, championed by thinkers like Charles Hapgood, a theory that even Albert Einstein found plausible. The Earth's entire outer crust can shift in one piece, moving continents to new locations. Could Antarctica have once been in a more temperate zone, hosting a thriving civilization, before a sudden shift plunged it into a deep freeze, flash freezing its cities, its technology, and its history? Imagine it. Towering pyramids, advanced power sources, and libraries of forgotten knowledge, all perfectly preserved beneath the ice. This isn't science fiction to some reason. In recent years, satellite images have revealed pyramid-like structures poking through the ice. Mainstream science dismisses them as natural geological formations or nunataks, but their symmetry, their alignment, and their sheer number are too coincidental for many to ignore. Are these the mountain peaks of a lost civilization? A real-life Atlantis buried in the ice? The implications are staggering. If a highly advanced civilization existed and was wiped out, it means our modern world is not the pinnacle of human achievement. We are a species with amnesia, living among the ruins of a forgotten, more advanced past. The powers that be might know this. They might be studying the recovered technology, trying to reverse engineer it for their own gain, all while keeping the public in the dark. This secrecy extends to the skies above. Antarctica is a well-known UFO hotspot. Reports from military personnel, especially during Operation High Jump in 1947, are particularly chilling. Admiral Richard E. Byrd, a decorated naval officer, led a massive expedition to Antarctica. Officially, it was a scientific mission, but unofficially, many believe its true purpose was to investigate and neutralize a reported rogue base. Admiral Byrd's alleged secret diary tells a different story. He speaks of flying into a hollow interior of the Earth through an opening at the pole, encountering a lush, green land inhabited by a highly advanced race. They warned him about humanity's misuse of atomic power and the destructive path we were on. While the authenticity of this diary is debated, Byrd's public comments upon his return were cryptic and alarming. He spoke of a new enemy that could fly from pole to pole at incredible speeds. His mission was cut short, and upon his return, he was reportedly debriefed and sworn to secrecy. What did he say? Was it a remnant of this ancient civilization? Or something else entirely? The stories Don't stop there. Countless researchers and visitors have reported strange lights in the sky, unusual aerial phenomena, and a feeling of being watched. They talk about a palpable energy on the continent, a sense that you are trespassing on sacred, or at least occupied, ground. Perhaps the secret isn't just about the past, but also about the future. If this ancient technology is being recovered, who is controlling it? What is its purpose? Some believe these technologies could solve our energy crisis, cure diseases, and elevate humanity to a new level of existence. But in the wrong hands, they could become the ultimate weapons of control. The secrecy might be a battle for the future of our species. What if the climate change narrative is also a cover? Not to say that the climate isn't changing, it clearly is. But what if the accelerated melting of the Antarctic ice isn't just a consequence of industrial pollution, but a deliberate, controlled process? A process designed to slowly reveal what's hidden beneath, on a timeline controlled by those in power. They could reveal the truth, piece by piece, managing public perception and preventing mass panic. First, strange microbial life, then ancient fossils, then maybe the corner of a man-made structure. They would slowly acclimate us to a new reality, one where we are not the first, and perhaps not the only, intelligent life to call this planet home. The future of Antarctica is the future of humanity. The truth is thawing. As the ice recedes, it will reveal a history that has been frozen in time, a history that could unite us, showing us that we are all part of a much grander, more ancient story than we ever imagined. Or it could be the catalyst for a conflict over knowledge and power that dwarfs anything we have ever seen. The questions are endless, and the answers are buried under miles of ice. But the one thing we know for sure is that we are being kept from something. The restrictions, the secrecy, the classified missions, they all point to a truth that someone, somewhere, feels we are not ready for. But the time for secrets is ending. The ice is melting, and with it, the lies that have kept us in the dark. The future isn't just written in the stars. It's frozen in the ice, waiting to be read. What do you think? Is Antarctica just a frozen continent? Or is it the key to our forgotten past and our ultimate future? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you've been captivated by this journey into the unknown, please give this video a like and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the world's greatest mysteries. Thanks for watching, and stay curious. Most of us see a vast, frozen wasteland. But what if I told you that this icy continent might be hiding the greatest secret in human history? What if, beneath miles of solid ice, lie the ruins of a lost, advanced civilization? It sounds like something out of a science fiction movie. Right, but stick with me, because the evidence we're about to explore might just change the way you see our world and our past forever. Let's start with the big picture. We're taught that human civilization began around 6,000 years ago in Mesopotamia. But what if that's only part of the story? What if there were other, much older chapters that have been completely erased from our history books? This is the core of the ancient civilization theory, and Antarctica, the most remote and mysterious continent on Earth, is at the very center of it. For decades, this idea was dismissed as pure fantasy. But recently, something has shifted. New discoveries and re-examinations of old maps are forcing scientists and historians to ask some uncomfortable questions. Take the Peary Race map, for instance. This incredible chart, drawn in 1513, shows the coast of Antarctica without its ice cap. How is that possible? The ice has been there for millions of years, long before humans were supposed to have the technology to map coastlines. The map's creator, Admiral P.D. Race, noted that he compiled it from even older source maps, some dating back to the time of Alexander the Great. Could these ancient cartographers have had access to knowledge from a time before the ice? This isn't just a one-off anomaly. Other maps, like the Orontius Phineas map of 1531, also depict an ice-free Antarctica with remarkable accuracy, showing rivers and mountain ranges that we've only been able to confirm in the last few decades using modern ice-penetrating radar. So, the question is not asterisk. If asterisk these maps show Antarctica without ice, but asterisk how asterisk their creators knew what it looked like. This has led many researchers to a startling conclusion, that a highly advanced seafaring civilization existed long before our recorded history, one that mapped the entire globe when the climate was very different. Now, let's talk about what might be under the ice itself. In 2016, satellite images from Google Earth revealed strange, pyramid-like structures poking out of the Antarctic ice. 3 distinct peaks, arranged in a formation that looks eerily man-made. Skeptics immediately called them nunataks, which are natural rock peaks that protrude through the ice. But the symmetry and alignment of these structures are uncanny. Could they be the tips of much larger, buried pyramids, eroded by millennia of ice and wind? Pyramids are found all over the world: Egypt, Mexico, China. Why not Antarctica? The discovery raises the possibility that this global architectural phenomenon might have a single, common origin. And it gets even stranger. Recent scientific expeditions have detected massive anomalies deep beneath the ice sheet in an area called Wilkes Land. It's a huge, circular feature, over 150 miles wide, sitting inside an even larger impact crater. Scientists call it a mass concentration, or basically, there's something incredibly dense and large down there. While the leading scientific theory is that it is the remains of a giant asteroid that crashed into Earth millions of years ago, others have pointed out its peculiar location. Could this gravitational anomaly be the remains of a vast, buried ancient city, a metropolis frozen in time? Let's connect this to the idea of cataclysm. Many ancient cultures, from the Sumerians to the Greeks to the Bible, have stories of a great flood that wiped out a previous age of humanity. The philosopher Plato wrote about the legendary island of Atlantis, an advanced civilization that was destroyed in a single day and night of misfortune. He described it as a circular island with concentric rings of land and water. For centuries, people have searched for Atlantis in the Mediterranean and the Atlantic. But what if they were looking in the wrong place? What if Antarctica, before a catastrophic pole shift moved it to its current frozen position, was Atlantis? This theory, proposed by authors like Rand and Rose Flamoth, suggests that a sudden displacement of the Earth's crust thousands of years ago could have rapidly shifted Antarctica from a more temperate zone to the South Pole, flash freezing everything on it. A civilization living there would have been instantly entombed in ice. This would explain the ice-free maps and the legends of a great deluge that reshaped the world. The survivors of this cataclysm, scattered across the globe, could have become the gods or civilizing heroes of ancient myths, bringing knowledge of agriculture, astronomy, and architecture to primitive societies. This brings us to one of the most compelling pieces of modern evidence. Even NASA has found something inexplicable in Antarctica. Using their satellites, they've detected mysterious heat sources under the ice. These aren't just small spots. We're talking about significant geothermal anomalies that no one can fully explain. The official explanation points to geothermal vents or friction from the moving ice sheet. But what if it's something else? Could these be the lingering energy signatures of an ancient technology, still active after thousands of years? The idea of a lost civilization harnessing the planet's energy might sound fantastical, but with unexplained heat sources deep beneath the ice, we have to consider all possibilities. Think about it. An advanced civilization with a deep understanding of Earth's energies, capable of building massive pyramid structures and mapping the globe with incredible precision. A cataclysmic event that wipes them from the face of the Earth, burying their legacy under 2 miles of ice. And now, as our climate changes and the ice begins to melt, the first clues of their existence are starting to emerge. The pyramids, the anomalies, the ancient maps there, all individual puzzle pieces. But when you put them together, they paint a picture of a past that is far more complex and mysterious than we've ever been told. We are living in an incredible time. Technology is finally catching up with these age-old legends. Ice-penetrating radar, satellite imaging, and deep earth drilling are giving us the tools to peer beneath the frozen veil for the first time in modern history. What will we find? Will we discover natural geological formations and finally put these theories to rest? Or will we find the undeniable proof of a lost chapter of human history? A civilization that will force us to rewrite our textbooks and rethink everything we know about who we are and where we come from. The search for the truth in Antarctica is more than just an archaeological quest. It's a journey into the very heart of our own origins. The secrets are there, waiting to be uncovered. The only question is, Are we ready for what we might find? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Antarctica holds the key to a lost civilization? Have you ever looked at a map of Antarctica and wondered what lies beneath all that ice? We're, say, a vast white continent, a desolate wasteland of snow and wind. But what if I told you that this frozen desert might be hiding the greatest secret in human history? What if, deep beneath the ice sheet, lies the evidence of a lost, ancient civilization? This isn't just a fantasy. Recent discoveries and old, enigmatic clues are forcing scientists and historians to ask questions they never thought possible. Join me as we journey to the bottom of the world to uncover the clues buried beneath the ice. Our story begins in the near future, but it's rooted in very real, cutting-edge technology. Imagine it's 2025. A new generation of satellites, equipped with ground-penetrating radar and advanced imaging systems, is turned towards the Antarctic continent. Their mission is to map the bedrock, to understand the geology hidden by millions of years of ice accumulation. But they find something unexpected. Deep under the ice, in areas miles thick, the scans reveal anomalies that defy geological explanation. We're not talking about random rock formations. The data shows distinct, geometric-shaped straight lines, perfect right angles, and circular patterns spanning several miles. These are patterns that simply don't occur in nature. Alongside these shapes, the satellites detect metallic signatures, suggesting large quantities of refined metal buried deep within the ice. The scientific community is baffled. Geologists can't explain it. The patterns are too regular, too structured. It's almost as if someone, or something, built a city, and then the entire continent froze over it. The initial data is classified, kept under wraps, but leaks begin to surface. Whispers in online forums and cryptic messages from anonymous sources start painting a picture of an incredible discovery. Some call it Project Icebreaker. They say these aren't just anomalies, they're ruins, ancient cities, frozen in time, waiting to be rediscovered. Think about it, a civilization advanced enough to build massive structures, suddenly and catastrophically entombed in ice. What were they? How did they live, and what happened to them? These questions are mind-boggling, but the evidence doesn't stop with futuristic satellite scans. In fact, some of the most compelling clues are centuries old. Let's travel back in time to 1513, to the court of the Ottoman Empire. An admiral and cartographer named Piri Reis compiles a world map. This map is extraordinary for many reasons. It shows the coasts of South America and Africa with stunning accuracy for its time. But there's one part of it that is utterly impossible. At the very bottom of the map, it depicts a landmass that looks eerily like the coastline of Antarctica. But here's the catch. Antarctica wasn't officially discovered until nearly 300 years after Piri Reis drew his map. And there's an even bigger mystery. The map doesn't show Antarctica as we know it, covered in a 2-mile thick ice sheet. It shows the coast asterisk without ice asterisk. It depicts river mouths, mountain ranges, and a shoreline that we've only been able to map in modern times, using seismic sounding and radar technology. How could this be possible? The last time Antarctica was ice-free was over 6,000 years ago, long before any known advanced civilization with seafaring and cartographic capabilities existed. How could ancient explorers have mapped a continent's underlying topography, something hidden for millennia? It's a paradox that has stumped historians for decades. Piri Reis himself wrote on the map that he compiled it from numerous older source maps, some dating back to the time of Alexander the Great, and even earlier. This suggests that the knowledge wasn't his own discovery but inherited knowledge, passed down through generations, knowledge from a time when the world looked very different. Unless those ancient people had access to information or technology that we have since forgotten. Could the Piri Reis map be a surviving fragment of a lost library of knowledge from a prehistoric civilization? A civilization that flourished when Antarctica was a green and temperate land. A civilization that might now be buried under the ice. The pieces of the puzzle start to connect. We have modern satellite data showing what looks like artificial structures deep beneath the ice. And we have an ancient map that accurately depicts the landmass asterisk. Before asterisk, it was covered in ice. It's a tantalizing link between the past and the present, and there are more clues. Throughout the 20th century, there have been persistent rumors and declassified military reports about strange activities in Antarctica. During World War II, the Nazis launched a secret expedition to the continent, creating a base called New Swabia. The official reason was to secure a whaling station, but rumors have long circulated that their true purpose was far more esoteric, perhaps, searching for ancient relics or a gateway to a hidden inner world. While many of these tales are exaggerated, the intense interest from world powers in this seemingly barren land has always been suspect. Then there's Operation High Jump in 1946. A massive U.S. naval expedition to Antarctica, led by Admiral Richard B. Byrd. It was supposed to be a scientific mission, but it was equipped like a military invasion, with an aircraft carrier, destroyers, and thousands of troops. The mission was abruptly cut short, months earlier than planned, with reports of heavy losses. In a later interview, Admiral Byrd is quoted as saying it was imperative for the U.S. to initiate defensive measures against enemy fighters which could fly from pole to pole with incredible speed. What did they encounter down there? Unidentified flying objects, remnants of a forgotten technology. These historical accounts, once dismissed as fiction, take on a new light when you consider the possibility of a lost civilization. What if these military expeditions weren't just exploring a frozen wasteland? What if they were investigating or even covering up the discovery of something monumental? Let's fast forward to today. The scientific community is officially focused on climate change research in Antarctica. They drill ice cores, which provide a perfect timeline of our planet's atmospheric history. These ice cores are like time capsules. By analyzing the trapped air bubbles and layers of snow, scientists can reconstruct past climates with incredible detail. But what if these ice cores hold more than just climate data? As drilling technology gets more advanced, allowing us to reach deeper and deeper, closer to the bedrock, what might we find? Traces of ancient pollen from no native plants, microscopic metallic particles that shouldn't be there, evidence of a sudden, cataclysmic event that flash froze the continent. Some researchers are quietly proposing exactly this. The theory is known as crustal displacement, popularized by Charles Hapgood and even intriguing Albert Einstein. The theory suggests that the Earth's entire outer crust can sometimes shift in one piece, moving entire continents into different climate zones in a very short amount of time. If a pole shift like this occurred, a temperate continent like Antarctica could be moved to the South Pole, causing it to freeze over with shocking speed. If this theory is correct, it would explain everything. It would explain how a civilization could be thriving one moment and entombed in ice the next. It would explain how ancient maps could show an ice-free coastline. And it would mean that the structures seen on satellite scans are not just geological oddities, but the very real remains of a world that existed before our own recorded history. Imagine the implications. Everything we know about human history, the timeline of civilization, starting in Mesopotamia, would be turned upside down. We would have to accept that we are not the first advanced civilization on this planet. That there was another chapter, a prequel to our own story, that was lost to a global catastrophe. The discovery of a city under the Antarctic ice would be the single greatest discovery in human history. It would rewrite our textbooks, reshape our understanding of who we are, and force us to confront the cyclical nature of civilization and planetary change. Are we simply the next in a long line of civilizations to rise and fall? The quest to uncover this secret is ongoing. Every year, new data is collected, and drilling technology improves. The pressure to reveal what's hidden under the ice is mounting. The whispers are getting louder. We may be on the verge of a revelation that will change the world forever. The clues are there, scattered through ancient maps and hidden in classified data. All we have to do is connect the dots and have the courage to look beneath the ice. So the next time you see that white continent on a globe, remember the mysteries it holds. It is not just a land of ice and snow. It might be the resting place of a lost world, a time capsule waiting for us to unlock its secrets. The truth is down there, waiting. What do you think is hiding under the Antarctic ice? Let me know your theories in the comments below. There's a place on Earth that governments have locked away from the world, a land so vast and mysterious, it could hold the key to our true origins. Satellite scans show massive structures buried beneath the ice, too symmetrical to be natural. Whispers of ancient civilizations, secret bases, and strange ruins echo across Antarctica's frozen silence. Tonight, we uncover what lies beneath the ice, the forbidden truth about the last unclaimed land on Earth. Antarctica, the coldest, driest, and most isolated continent on Earth. Officially discovered in the early 1800s, it remains one of the least explored places on the planet. But what if Antarctica isn't what we think? Since 1959, the Antarctic Treaty has banned all non-scientific access. No private exploration. No digging. No flying over certain zones. Why would world powers unite to seal off a land of nothing but ice? Unless there was something to hide. This treaty, signed by dozens of nations, is often presented as a noble agreement for peace and science. But look closer. It effectively creates a global no-go zone. Any unauthorized expeditions are met with swift interception. Independent researchers and journalists have reported being turned away or having their equipment confiscated. The official explanation is always environmental protection or safety concerns. But what if the real reason is to protect a secret? Let's travel back in time. Long before official discovery, ancient maps like the Piri Reis map from 1513 seem to show Antarctica's coastline. But without its ice cap, this has led many to theorize that the continent was once temperate, home to a civilization far older than any we know. Could these be the ruins detected by ground-penetrating radar? Enormous. Geometric shapes buried 2 miles beneath the ice, spanning areas larger than modern cities. Geologists say they're natural formations, but the sharp angles and organized patterns suggest otherwise. Then there are the eyewitness accounts. Over the years, military personnel and civilian contractors stationed in Antarctica have shared chilling stories, often anonymously. They speak of strange lights in the sky, unusual magnetic phenomena that disrupt communications, and vast, iced-free areas hidden in valleys warmed by volcanic activity. One of the most famous whistleblowers, a retired Navy officer, claimed to have been part of missions that discovered not just ancient ruins, but also operational facilities run by an unknown group. He described massive entrances built into the side of mountains, big enough for large aircraft to fly through. His story, though unverified, aligns with declassified reports from Operation Hydra, a massive U.S. naval expedition to Antarctica in 1946. Officially, it was a training and scientific mission. Unofficially, rumors persist that its true purpose was to locate and destroy a secret Nazi base, Base 211, which was supposedly established during World War II. Admiral Richard Byrd, the leader of Operation High Jump, gave a baffling interview upon his return. He warned of a new enemy that could fly from pole to pole with incredible speed. Was he referring to leftover German technology, or something else entirely? His logs and journals from the expedition remain classified or heavily redacted to this day. Why the secrecy? Decades later, over a simple training exercise? The rabbit hole gets deeper. In 2016, a massive object was detected by satellite under the ice in an area known as Wilkes Land. It's a gravitational anomaly, a huge mass of something dense, sitting in the middle of a 300-mile-wide impact crater. Scientists speculate it's part of the asteroid that created the crater, but others propose a more radical idea. What if it has a colossal mothership that crashed there millions of years ago, or a dormant base, waiting to be reactivated? Let's also consider the Bloody Falls, a bizarre natural wonder where iron oxide-rich salt water flows from a glacier, staining the ice a deep red. Scientists have studied it, but the ancient microbial ecosystem found within it is unlike anything else on Earth. It survives without light or oxygen in extreme cold and salt. Could this be a clue to the kind of life that might exist, or have existed, in a hidden world beneath the ice? The pieces don't quite fit the official narrative. We have ancient maps showing an ice-free continent. We have modern satellite data revealing massive, unnatural-looking structures. We have military operations shrouded in secrecy and high-ranking officials giving cryptic warnings. We have a global treaty that keeps everyone out, enforced with military-like. It all points to a coordinated effort to keep the public from discovering something. Is it the remnants of a lost city like Atlantis? Is it a secret hub for global elites? Or is it evidence of an extraterrestrial presence on our planet? The possibilities are as vast as the continent itself. When you look at all the restrictions, the strange sightings, and the classified history, it becomes hard to believe it's all just about protecting penguins and ice. It feels like we are being deliberately kept in the dark about a fundamental piece of our own planet's history. The truth is out there, buried under miles of ice and layers of official secrecy. Perhaps one day, the ice will melt, not from climate change, but from the heat of public demand for answers. The question is, what will we find when it does? Will it rewrite our history books, or will it confirm our deepest fears about what's been hidden from us all along? Thank you for joining me on this journey into the Antarctic mystery. What do you think is being hidden? Let me know your theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content that questions the official story. Stay curious, and see you next time.